So third one here is the ground tissue. So ground tissue basically forms the bulk of the plant body. Maximum part of the body of a plant is formed because of the ground tissue. Okay, and ground tissue also stores the food material. What is the food material is there in the plant, because leaves will keep on preparing the food material and that will not be used by the plant. They should be stored somewhere, isn't it? So if you are having some 2 or 3 bags of rice in your home, you'll not eat them a day, isn't it? You'll store them. In the same way, plants also store the food material. So the place for storing the food is a tissue, and that tissue we call it as the ground tissue. Not only that, this particular ground tissue also helps in giving the plant physical support. You can a kind of mechanical support to the plant. See, the plants are able to stand erect. They're able to stand straight, isn't it, without falling down. That's all because of the support which is given by the ground tissue. That's why we say that it forms bulk of the plant body. Okay, now this ground tissue is again divided into 3 types. One is parenchyma. I just want you to repeat with me. The first one is parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. So these are the 3 different types of ground tissue. Okay, one is parenchyma, second one is collenchyma, and third one is sclerenchyma. Now coming to the parenchyma, again there are 3 different types of tissues in parenchyma. In ground tissue is divided into parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. And when you are only talking about parenchyma, again there are 3 different types of tissues in that. One is chlorenchyma. What is chlorenchyma? As the name suggests, it has chloroplasts in them. This is how chloroplasts make the plant look in which color? Green color. And you know, chloroplasts are one of the organelles which are actually helping the plant to prepare the food material. They are present in the leaves, they are present in the young stems, isn't it? They are helping the plant to prepare their own food material. So that is how they are actually helping the plant to prepare their own food material, and that's the reason why they are called as chlorenchyma. Second one is parenchyma. So now what is parenchyma here? Parenchyma are the cell or is a tissue which helps the plant to float on the water, has air spaces in them. So why plants have the air space in them? Why the leaves will have air space in them? Because there are some plants which usually float on the water. So that particular the reason behind them is they have the parenchyma, and also some plants will have the oil in them so that it will help the plant to float on the water. So the plant which has air in them, or the tissue which has air in them, that particular tissue is called as the parenchyma. And third one is the storage tissue. As the name suggests, it stores the food and water for the future use of the plant. That is how ground tissue forms it has parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Out of that, parenchyma has again 3 types. One is chlorenchyma, parenchyma, and storage tissue, and all these 3 has 3 different functions. They have chloroplasts, they have air space, and they store the food material. And next is collenchyma. This collenchyma has thick walled long cells. You can observe in the textbook, they have the thick walled long cells. You know what? They give mechanical support to the plant. See, when the young stems they will bend. When you try to pull them up, or when you try to break them, they will only bend, but they will not break. And that is only because of the collenchyma. They give mechanical support, mechanical strength to the plants, stems especially. Coming to the sclerenchyma, they are also tightly packed cells without any spaces. So all the cells are tightly packed, and they will make the plant very strong, so that they will give the physical support. So on the whole, ground tissue is helping the plant to get the physical support, mechanical support. It is storing the food. It is forming the whole plant body. Whereas meristematic tissues, they are helping in the growth of the plant. And then coming to the dermal tissue, it is helping the plant in protection, right? It is giving protection to the plant. And third one is the ground tissue. It is giving the physical support to the plant, storing the food, isn't it? And also forms maximum part of the plant body. Is it clear, children? Okay. Next tissue is the vascular tissue. This vascular tissue is a very, very prominent tissue. Okay, it's a very prominent tissue because here, this particular tissue, to understand the vascular tissue, we'll do a small experiment. Okay, we'll take a glass jar. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll take a plant. Okay, and these are the roots here, and then we'll fill it with the water. And what we'll do is you'll put some red color in the plant. Okay, red color in the water, so that the water completely will become red in color. Okay, and now after some time, what we'll do is we'll cut the stem. If you break the stem here, what you can observe is the red color spots here. What is that? Yeah, they're the same color which we mixed with the water here. Now, what is vascular tissue? That is what we are going to see now. Vascular tissue will contain two parts. One is xylem and second one is phloem. First one is xylem, second one is phloem. This xylem, okay, it transports the water and mineral salts. See, now if this is a soil, and when there is a plant here, when you pour water here, what happens? The water will dissolve all the salts which are there in the soil, and that dissolved water should travel to the leaves, so that they can take this help and prepare the food material. They should go to the different parts of the plant. So that is how the mineral salts plus water, the mineral salts will get dissolved in the water, and that salts will be taken to the different parts, isn't it, different leaves of the plant. So if they have to go, there should be a way, there should be a path, isn't it, and that path is called as the xylem. It's called as the xylem. So xylem is a path, is a vessel, is a tube-like structure which is taking the water from the ground to the leaves. Okay, and once it goes to the leaves, even in the leaves also you can find the midrib. In the leaf there is a midrib, and that midrib also will contain the xylem vessel. So it brings them to the leaf, and what the leaf will do, it will prepare the food material. And whatever the food material is prepared, that again what happens, it should be sent to the different parts of the plant, because each and every part, what does they require? They require food material. If the food is not given to them, what will happen? They will die, isn't it? So now what are the food which is prepared in the plant? Again they should go to the different parts of the plant. That means again there should be a pathway, isn't it? And that pathway is phloem. This phloem even goes into the roots, from the stem to even every branch. So every branch, every stem, every leaf will have the xylem vessels as well as phloem vessels. These together are called as the vascular tissue, or else you call them as vascular bundles. So this vascular tissue and vascular bundles here together, they will help in the transportation of the materials. So the xylem vessels are transporting what? The water and mineral salts to the different parts of the plant, especially to the leaves, and whatever the food which is prepared in that, again that is sent to different parts of the plant, that is only through the phloem. Okay, xylem will take the things to the leaves, and phloem will bring the food material from the leaves to the different parts of the body. That is how xylem and phloem will help in the transportation of the substances. Of course, xylem vessels, if you can see here, they contain the tracheate cells, tubular vessels, fibers, okay, a little bit of parenchyma. And if you take the phloem, they contain the long sieve cells and sieve tubes, companion cells, fibers and all. So about all these things and all, like you'll be learning in the higher classes. Vascular tissues, these vascular bundles, they are able to carry the water to the great heights. up to great heights. That is, if you see a eucalyptus tree, it is almost 200 feet. It is almost 200 feet. So until 200 feet, the water is carried. How? And even if you see a redwood tree, it is up to 330 feet. So even from then, the water which is in the ground level against the gravitational force of earth, isn't it? So if you throw something, it should actually come down because of the gravitational force of earth. But what is happening here? The phloem is carrying the water, mineral salts and everything against the gravitational force of earth. So this gravitational force of earth, against it, the water is being sent even to up to 330 feet. Isn't it a greater height? So that is how the process will take place and all we'll study in the 4th unit. Okay, so this is the thing about the vascular tissue. So what are the 4 tissues we have read till now? What is the first one? Meristematic tissue. What is the second one? Dermal tissue. What is the third one? What is the third one? I forgot actually. Storage tissue. Ground tissue. 4th one is vascular tissue. Of all these 4, the first one, meristematic tissue, what does it help in? It helps in the growth of the plants. Second one, dermal tissue, protection of the plant. Third one, ground tissue, they will help in storage of the food material and they form the maximum bulk of the body and also gives mechanical support. And what is the 4th one? Vascular tissue. It will help in transportation of food materials. So this is how the 4 tissues of the plant will help in different functions, isn't it? They are exchanging the gases, they are storing the food material, they are giving the mechanical strength, they are helping in the growth and whatnot. So this is how the cells which are formed into groups called as tissues are helping the plant in such a way. The same different kinds of tissues are also present in the animals, which we will study in the next chapter. Until then, see you. Take care.